Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we talk about BRC20s, taps, bitmaps, and of course, Ordinals. We have a really good founder interview for you guys today. We've been knocking out these founder interviews every week. We try to give you guys every single day. We try to bring you guys interviews. We try to bring you guys market updates. So really appreciate everyone out there who watches us daily. So yeah, we're gonna keep bringing them out daily to you guys. So without further ado, let's get the show started. Let's bring in my partner, Mr. Yagobi. Good morning, good afternoon, my good sir. How are you today?
Good morning. Good morning. So it's a great
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Yeah, we just had our spaces. If you guys don't watch those, they're every Saturday morning. We gotta get into that. A lot of founder, a lot of builders stuff. But today we have interview with Daniel from WAMs and Wampires. So I really like that. I told my wife this morning, I said, "Oh, we got this really cool project called WAMs and Wampires," and she said, "Listen to what you just said." And I was like, I like it. I love this space, man. I love these cool names and these cool projects and stuff like that. It makes me feel like a kid again. I really enjoy it, and I can't wait to get into this.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're not really in the crypto space, you're not used to hearing stuff like that. But for
Yep.
us, like of course we are, right? And then I feel like the more like that, the better for us because it just excites us with imagination and all this stuff, right? So I'm excited to see what they got. You know, I love the art from what I've seen so far.
Yep.
And yeah, I wanna dive right into it and see what their plans are.
All right. Without further ado, Daniel. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon. So I think it's
Thanks for joining
around
us.
noontime, afternoon to you, right?
It's 5 p.m.
Oh
Really
wow.
excited to be here. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, on this show, we obviously we love projects. We love things around projects, but for us, it's the people around the projects are way more important because if you don't have good people around the space, you don't really have a good space. And we want to keep the Bitcoin space pure and natural and just good, like because everything else kind of is just you know grifters and stuff like that. So if you could kind of give us your background, take us maybe pre-crypto and kind of lead us up into the you heard that magical word called Bitcoin.
Sure. I've heard we only have like 1 hour, so I'll try to make it as short as possible. And I'll start with a story. Um, I've always wanted to contribute to the digital space and build something. And since I was a kid, since I laid my eyes on the first computer, I knew my future and my destiny was connected to this space. In 2007, I co-founded my first gaming studio in Eastern Europe. No money, no knowledge, no VCs, no all that shit, nothing. And in the span of 4 or 5 years, we grew it to be one of the biggest indie studios in Eastern Europe. Back then, it was Flash, HTML5 came along, and I think we made more than 8,000 viral games that reached
Oh, wow.
more than 3.5 billion users. And I made the first mistake with Bitcoin, and I'm going to share it with you. It's not a mistake that you can repeat. Bitcoin was about $13 when I first learned about it, and I was not that tech savvy back then, right? And I had a choice, like everybody has in their life, and you later on learn that you usually make crappy choices. It was $13, and I was with a finger on the mouse to buy the Bitcoin, but I was too afraid of the technology back then. The wallets in 2010 or whatever were like you had to be a NASA scientist to actually use it, or I was that stupid in skills. Both are true. And I bought domains. made no sense. I still have the domains. I don't have the Bitcoin. Fast forward to 2019. I always had this bug. It's not necessarily like I'm passionate. I function more on frustration, and it was around why can't there be better gaming platforms using web technology? Because Apple and Google were offering the stores, yet most of the games could have been made with HTML5, and you could experience the full, let's say, power of a device, your desktop or your mobile, using your browser, and it's cheaper and faster and transparent and blah 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 blah, all that stuff. So we started building on that, and this is actually how WAM got to be. And WAM stands for the World Arcade Machine, right? Because we want to offer a place, a platform where you can compete in tournaments to win digital assets like WAM token and NFTs and whatnot. But there was something missing. So when we made a brand, WAM, we didn't put a face to it. Like, okay, it's the World Arcade Machine. Tops, you can put like an arcade machine next to it, but it's not something relatable. And one fun fact is that we are from Transylvania. Dracula's the homie. He's here, garlic, witches, all that stuff, and a lot of blood-sucking creatures around here. And I'm not talking about politicians, and other creatures as well. And we decided, okay, so we have the WAM brand. Vampire just rolls down the tongue, right? Like, it's a vampire. You just switch, play with words, and that is how Vampires got to be born. Like in June last year, and we are in the midst of launching the platform on crypto. So we created a concept, but we did not focus on it. And this year we said, okay, we need a character, so we need to go back to the Vampires and develop them. And we kept working on them, and we started seeing what is happening in the NFT land, and what are the technical innovations where we want to be with the platform. And also, by nature, I like to be a contrarian a bit. So Bitcoin is kind of like home, even though everybody's a contrarian in the Bitcoin land, so it's a bit more different, but it kind of felt like home. So we said, okay, when Ordinals came out, let's do this. We were planning to launch on Polygon. We kept working on it, but when I saw Ordinals, I said, look, man, this actually is, let's say, cooler. Like, it's just, it's better. And when we started researching, like, what the technology does, and what is the difference between an inscription and an NFT, we were sold. Like, we're gonna do this. Why? I don't know. Because it's cool. Because we can. Because it's fun. It's orange. Whatever you want. So this is in like 5 minutes, an intro to what I've been doing, and how we came to WAM Vampires and Ordinals.
Sounds great.
And I can
Sounds
talk
awesome.
if you let me. I can talk.
No, it's very, very interesting. All right, so you said you jumped into Ordinals. Kind of get into that. So it's February rolls around. Ordinals come out. When did you guys get into Ordinals, or like, is it more recent, or?
I think it was June.
Gotcha.
And we did a switcheroo of the plan, because we saw we noticed them because when let's say the buzz was building up, we were focused on our stuff that we were doing, so
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to keep up with everything that happens in the market. But when we saw the buzz and the commotion, we started toying around and playing with it and seeing, okay, what is this? Let's see, what recursiveness is this? Oh shit, you can include files. And as a web person, I love the web, I love JavaScript. That was like Disneyland.
Yeah. I think that people are going to see that the traditional developer like has a love for Ordinals because of that, because it brings back that those base computer languages, right? JavaScript, you can use Python, you can use multiple. And initially, whenever there was a block space issue with you can only inscribe up to 4 MB, people were like, well, it's not going to work. And then the magical recursion came out, recursive inscriptions, and they're like, wait a second, we don't have to put 4 MB on each inscription, we can call them now, and which relates to developers calling, right? And so I think that your probably your original passion brought you back as well from that.
It was the idea of being able to just to put bits of code that does something, and it's not static, and at the same time it runs on your client, so it's not necessarily something that I can toy around in a smart contract, right? What you see is what you get, and you can have a bit of fun with it. And I'm pretty sure innovation is coming along the way, both on the client side, like what you can do, and on the masked contracts for Bitcoin and what those can do. And it's just fun. Look, a lot of people, and including myself, for quite a while, I was, let's say, trying to justify why I do one thing or the other, right? Like justifying if that makes sense to someone. But I came to the conclusion that I don't have to justify. It's just pure fun. Like it's literally fun to do it like this. And apparently, a lot of people find it fun as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
I,
it's
yeah,
not.
I definitely think that's why we're here, because we're all just having fun. It's not really about anything besides we all enjoy it. We all heavily our passion. This is, I mean, obviously you sound as well, just like us. It's just like your passion.
Look, I've been up since 6:45 this morning, and we still have a few bits and pieces to put together for the mint. And I was working on several cool stuff like the reveal image and the actions and the buttons. And I had a fun day today. Like honestly, I had a fun day.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah. The space for sure is fun, and I think one like Ordinals definitely had its hype period to where you saw people that came over from Ethereum and Solana and all these other chains, and like a good portion of them had the mentality of let me grab that liquidity. That's all they cared about, right? But the ones that remain, and Shizzy and I, we have interviews with founders all the time, and we hold these Twitter spaces on Saturday mornings with builders. You can tell there's like this energy of building in the ordinal space, and they're not here to suck liquidity out. What they're here for is the innovation that's being built out and that's coming. They know that if they work hard right now, in 6 months to 12 months, they'll get rewarded anyway. So they're having their fun building out, the things that they love to do. Just like this podcast for us, when we switched our focus to ordinals, it just got like we work full-time jobs, and then we do this, and it takes a lot of work to do this, but we love it. So to your point, yeah, I agree.
So I have a question. So what would you call yourself in this position? Are you, would you call yourself a developer? Like are the founder? Like what do you you probably wear many hats.
Yeah, a lot of hats and a lot of trousers, like Spencer's. Yeah, co-founder and CEO, and I could say I'm a full-time geek. So whenever I'm around code, it grabs my attention like default. I've been since 2007. I've been wearing a lot of hats, like monetization and backend and frontend and DevOps and business development and web design and video editing. A lot of the things that were required as a skill, I just picked them up. And right now, I'm let's say fortunate enough to have a team that is excited about the same things. Although the bear market does shake confidence in the community and a lot of people, and of course it does. If people are looking at liquidity, that is where their focus is, and it makes building a lot more complicated. But at the same time, as I mentioned, fortunate enough to have a team that no, I don't have the team. I'm part of the team. This is I keep reminding myself that we just want to do cool stuff together. Of course, it's about making a profitable business. So this is like the fair statement why we're doing what we do, but it's at the same time combining the fun that we have with the practicalities of the rewards of the things that we do. So combining work and pleasure.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair statement, right? Because at the end of the day, like you have to be able to pay the bills and all that stuff. But if you're just like I was mentioning, those groups of people that were just really trying to flip 10,000 PFPs and really not do anything follow up and stuff, that's the trouble part, right? But like what you guys are doing, it seems like it's pretty good. So a good question or a question that I have for you is, I see that you guys had some partnerships with DBxen. Are you a part of the Zen community?
Well, I could say I am now, but I'm a beginner. Life is funny. In September last year, we were in Dubai with WAM. We were showcasing the app. We won several awards. We had more than 3 million users. So we said, okay, let's go and make a name for ourselves. And while in Dubai, while we were with a booth and all that stuff, a guy comes in and says, hey man, I'm from your city. I'm from Cluj. So, oh shit, we meet in Dubai, like thousands of kilometers away. And I'm doing this. I'm in the crypto space and I'm more on the Ethereum side. Let's keep in touch. And we kept in touch, a coffee, like an occasional phone call. And earlier this year, out of frustration, like my frustration, seeing how a lot of shit unfolded in the market, I called Raz and told him, look, man, tell me more about what you guys do and what's the fair part and whatnot. And he just told me, and we ended up having a partnership where we just support each other and contributing to the growth of the ecosystem. They are more knowledgeable and they have the reputation, and Raz is a very respected member of the Zen community. And we're now just learning about the cool stuff of it and what is going on and what actually fair crypto means. We didn't know this. So when we started in crypto, we went for two reasons. We were out of money as a startup, and that's a no-no. When we saw the opportunity of being in a booming environment, like it needs products and it needs teams, it made sense because we were trying to compete with ginormous companies that had a lot of budget and were attracting a lot of talent. It's, let's say, heroic to think you can do it. I surely did. But it may not be practical, like how many bullets do you have? It's just a matter of resources. And then 2022 came and all the bear market, and we saw what VCs did and how words were twisted. Like when we raised money, we raised on words, promised words to us, and we quickly learned that those words mean nothing. Like we just were there holding the bucket, and it was a bit painful to be in that position, but let's say I had to swallow it as it came. And when we heard about fair crypto, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like, what is fair crypto? You kind of do this and this and that, and then the oh man, we're stupid moment came. Like, okay, this is what we missed up until this point. And we decided, okay, we want to do fair stuff. It's natural for me to do fair stuff. For instance, I'm doxxed. I'm fully doxxed. I'm 37. I don't understand the concept of not doxing, but okay, who doesn't do it? Their call. But we want to build something reputable, something that we can be proud of, something that when I meet you guys, you just don't run around or avoid me or just run with a mic and say, hey, Danny, what's the shit that you've been building? I want to have a drink. I want to share stories. I want to learn about your stories and be part of a community that actually enjoys, thinking different, building something cool, and innovating. And innovation attracts a lot of people. And of course, you get rewards. Of course, there's the risk when you start innovating. Maybe nobody likes it, right? Nobody wants it. But I'd rather spend my time doing this than anything else.
That's awesome. And for anyone who doesn't know, Zen is a project on Ethereum and every EVM chain ever. They was developed by Jack Levin and Zenzu back in last October. They did a completely fair launch. The token is free. You only have to pay the gas fees. Raz came around in February, I want to say, with this DBxen project. DBxen is one of the first projects that burns Zen away because obviously the Zen is free. So we need to figure out ways to burn it away. And so Raz came out with DBxen, and DBxen is a protocol that burns away. I myself am a Zenian. I love ordinals to death, and the whole podcast is based on ordinals. But down deep heart, I love fair crypto, and I love what Zen and Jack Devin Levin is building over there, and with Raz and a whole bunch of guys. So that is really awesome of you guys to do. So my question as a Zenian, do you guys have any plans to burn Zen for stuff that you guys are doing?
We're planning to. I think Raz will kill me if I say more than what's allowed at the time. but we're planning to contribute to the burn. We have
I love it.
Still stuff to build and test. So even though I'm excited about the technology, I want to see it work. Otherwise, people are going to just start throwing eggs and, hey, you promised this. So lesson learned. Usually my excitement needs to be toned down a bit until I actually see it working. But we do have plans to do it. So to empower both communities, both WAM, Vampires, Zen, DBxen, and this is actually what communities should do, like co-work for real. It's not just like co-marketing and then you just forget. You just use each other's products, you help out, and I've seen a lot of support from the Zen and the DBxen communities since we were introduced to it. Like helpful people, very, very different from the VC style community people. Most people don't care about what you build, and I know you should not care as a founder, but if I see a founder that says I don't care what I build, I'm gonna punch them in the face because
I love it.
It's not true. If you're founding something, you're founding because you fucking want to do it. And if you want to do it, you care about what you want to build. And you want to have people come along and just be there for the ride. But you want to have the right people because you want to have a rocket ship behind you. And of course, then the other stuff comes in where you have to be fair, honest, transparent, and you have to deliver on the shit and just admit the fuck ups. We had a lot of fuck ups as well. I wish I didn't, but this is a learning curve.
Yeah. So with Jack Levin coming over to Ordinals, I believe it attracted him because that's how Ordinals started with fair mints, right? Is that something that attracted you to Ordinal space? Is like, hey, they're kind of doing a little similar what Zen's doing with the fair mints with Unisat launching or whatever, and people can just mint themselves.
Well, what attracted us to Ordinals was first the brain freeze moment, like the aha moment, like this is how they actually work. This is what Ordinals are. You learn how they live in UTXOs and how they move around, and actually they don't move around, but you have a reference, and that was, oh shit, this is cool. And then we thought of doing it algorithmically and using the blockchain and making it as cost efficient as possible. All these challenges, we had all these ideas, like, and we're new to Bitcoin development, by the way. So for software people, new stuff is usually exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Like not old devs that don't care about anything else right now, but it's cool. Like how are the transactions made and piled up? And we learned a lot in the past 2 months. And by learning, we actually learned a lot more. Like we discovered a lot more, and it made us want to do it more and more. So we're like, I would say 10 to 15 days. If nothing else like comes along, we're 10 to 15 days to mint.
Wow. All right, let's just hop into it. So you're minting. This is for the Vampires. WAM and Vampires, they are two separate things, right? Could you explain? Could you give us a depth into that?
Yeah. So WAM is the platform. You can find it on iOS, on Android, or on mobile web, where you can play games in tournament mode to win digital assets like WAM token and NFTs. And we have a lot of users. A lot of users that dropped since like March. Like, so I'm gonna be fair with that. March was the top for us. We had like 700,000 users, and now we're at about 400,000 users. Because the crypto market kept going up and down, so people are motivated by the price as well, which is okay, human nature. I'm not gonna go into that. And we wanted to have a profile picture. Like, okay, we want to be crypto, and people want to be able to own assets, and what is their identity on WAM? Okay, let's like make the Vampires the profile picture. But if we're gonna go with only the profile picture functionality, that is so 2017, and it makes no sense. And now we're combining DeFi and collectors. Like we have the artwork I love the artwork. It's a combination. If you look at the characters, they're a combination of bats and Frenchies. And I, for some reason, in my subconscious, actually, without wanting to do it, it looks like a vampire Frenchy dog with
with the hairstyle.
Yeah, with a hairstyle. So
I like
these
it.
will be the
I think it
profile
looks
I do
pictures.
too. I do too. I like it.
And if you scroll down a bit, you can actually, here you have the description of
The other nipple flash. That's funny.
by the way, let me tell you a story about why it's not just vampires, it's offensive vampires collectibles that suck. Everybody said in the space for the past 2 years, like, hey, NFT suck. Okay, so vampires suck for a living, like literally suck for a living, and the market sucks. So we made a little wordplay there. And also they're offensive because I want to have a character, a brand that can be audacious and that can be just say things as they are and look cute. It's like Stewie from
Oh yeah, that's a
Family
good.
Guy. So
that's a good one. Yeah.
so that's the story about that. And vampires in this respect will be the profile pictures and the identity on WAM, and people will be able to use them on WAM and in the platform when creating tournaments and some goodies that will come up after this. We plan to update the platform quite a bit. And on the DBxen side and Xen side, we plan to actually have, as I mentioned, I'm not going to spoil the plans, mechanisms for further burning Zen and enhancing the community. So it's a combination of collectibles and DeFi. And I honestly think it's cool.
Can you explain a little bit about the BRC69? Is there blood? This yeah, what's that about?
Well, like a wordplay, like
Okay.
the ordinals are powered by the BRC69
protocol. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so then that kind of ties in with the Bitcoin backbone. Is that what that? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you said they're having traits. Obviously with Bitcoin it's a little harder to do that. How do you guys plan on doing that?
So we're actually doing the recursive inscriptions, and we're going to inscribe all the traits and then have them build up when you basically load the iframe. So it's an iframe that loads the image, and it's going to be a bit different. By the way, you will be able to interact a bit with your image because we have some JavaScript there that will make some cool stuff, but not annoying cool stuff. Just something that you can have a piece of art and a piece of the history of the Bitcoin development scene.
That's cool. That's cool. So like possibly this is just an example. Like you could possibly like, I don't know, click on it and then it does like some type of interaction or something, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I love I love the art for sure. I love the innovation with using recursion. I think we're going to see more and more of that.
Yeah, man. All right.
So you're saying 2 weeks? About 2 weeks out?
Hopefully, we still have some things to patch up, final things to patch up. But we will be announcing this like Monday, Tuesday, the latest.
Will there be a game that has these characters like integrated into it, or is it just right now your plans are PFP collection and that's it?
PFP collection. We want to see how the community responds. We always take feedback, and then we want to make. If I were to share my dream and my vision, is to make Vampires a cool Web3 fashion brand. Just to like you wear the Bitcoin cap. I just want to have like the vampire face there, and it will be integrated with the WAM app. And then once we launch the Ordinal collection, We'll revise the WAM roadmap as well, because we have to update it with the newest plans and discoveries and excitement that we are on. And I'm not saying no to anything at this point.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
That's
man.
cool.
So basically, you get the project and stuff. You guys have you guys thought about anything with maybe using the bitmaps at all? So this is just a question we ask everyone. The bitmaps are like an metaverse ecosystem. Do you guys have thought about anything like that? Is that on the table?
We had this metaverse narrative last year as well. We couldn't see it fit properly into the platform. And given that we are like, back then it was WAM. With vampires, it might be, because vampires live in different cities and different castles, and they have different coffins. And we have ideas that were on the table. But at the same time, I also have to be really aware of what this actually presumes. Like, there's the WAM project, the WAM platform that we want to build and make it like really cool. And I don't want to overload, because it's very easy as a founder to, oh, this is cool as well, this is awesome. And by the way, we're in a community space, like everybody is looking to contribute. We're open to being helped, if you will.
Yeah, I would love to see you guys in like Bitmap Valley with that IMSO Chris. They're developing a was it Real Engine 5 type of metaverse. All you got to do is basically own a bitmap, and then you get to buy one of his bitmaps. He has, I think, 1,000 of them, and they're not expensive. They're like $150, and then you have a land part in Bitmap Valley. You have a bitmap in Bitmap Valley, and then you basically you can create a metaverse using them. So that'd be a really cool partnership. I would love to introduce you to Chris. I think you guys would probably do really well. So I'll definitely get on that. What do you think, Yagobi?
Yeah, I think Bitmap is definitely like going to be great for branding, especially with these early builders. And the great thing about Bitmap system framework is that it's not like a centralized entity that dictates, hey, you got to, buy our assets or this assets. It's more like us users and owners of Bitmap addresses can shop for builders that are building for the Bitmap system framework, right? So I think branding is going to be huge there. Partnerships will be big. I think like Shizzy's probably feeling the same thing as me. We love the energy that you have, and also that your artwork is just kind of there's other stuff in the space that it's great artwork, but I feel like this is kind of like almost like that kind of like cartoonish that's twisted with like that vampire with the Frenchy look, and I don't think I've seen very much of this in Ordinal space, so it's good.
Well, we're looking to. I've seen what people do, and a lot of people want to save resources to inscribe stuff because it costs to put things on Bitcoin, right? But just thinking that the work that we've been doing for the past year and 6 months and 3 months and whatnot will be stored forever on the Bitcoin blockchain, and we will be able to claim it when I'm fucking old and wrinkled and kids throw stones at me. I can tell them, you little shits, this is my thing. I've added on Bitcoin. That is exciting. And we had several revamps of the artwork until we got it right. Like several iterations of the characters and the color tone and the traits and whatnot. And this was the most relatable, like cute, offensive vampire bat. I can see it as a toy that sucks. So
yeah. What's the collection count?
This is the interesting part, and we're gonna do a very interesting feat, different. We're gonna do a live mint. There's an uncapped collection, but it's capped by time. So 6,088 minutes, 6,880 minutes, right? So this is a vampire number. We added it because we had to tie our shit to vampire stuff. So I looked up vampire numbers, and apparently they're a thing. So that one was cool, and we said, okay, let's do it like this. So it's an unlimited mint. It's going to be on-chain reveal at the end of the mint. It's going to be a fair mint, so nobody knows what they get until they actually inscribe it. And we're going to inscribe the trades at the end of the mint. And the price will go down. So we're going to have the starting block. It's going to have a price. And based on a math formula, it's going to decrease. And with this decrease, the suck power that the ordinal will have will also decrease. And the suck power will be used in the DeFi side. So, yeah.
And I'm guessing that'll be with DBxen because they're doing something similar with that with their power thing. Ah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's good. It's good.
So
Okay,
when you
cool.
say it'll be used for the DeFi side, are you talking about outside of the ordinal ecosystem?
Well, I'm specifically thinking about Shizzy's reaction, like the DBxen, but at the same time, it's a parameter that then can be used in different scenarios. So this is pretty much, yeah.
Gotcha. So that looks like around 4 days. You know, almost about 4 days that the mint will go live. That's interesting. I like it because it's not a typical mint. It's almost kind of like you want to get in early to get more suck power.
Get the power.
And there's not a set, you know, amount of collection. So really like that part too.
So the idea is that at the end of the mint, how many have been minted? That is the number of the entire collection. That's it. No more vampires on ordinals. Plus, we figured some creative ways to actually prove provenance, which is a problem. Let's say a challenge for ordinals. We figured that out as well. And as I said, depending on the days that go by, we keep finding new creative ways to do things with ordinals and Bitcoin.
Yeah. So, are you guys what launch pad are you guys using? You guys using your own type of launch pad? Curious.
We made our own mint page. We're gonna have it live in a few days as well. And there's a reason why we did it like this, because if it's a fair mint, if it's live, launchpads need certain things, and I understand their business model makes sense, but it was not a fit for us. So we had to build our own mint page with the countdown timers, and I can share it with you if you want, like a sneak peek,
Sure.
like
I would love
exclusive stuff. Yeah, okay. Let me see how
we
I
love
do
exclusive of the show, man.
Let's see. Okay. So
As soon as you said the word power, I was like DBxen. Like that was cool. I like that.
So this is a demo, by the way. So can you see the screen? Yeah.
Yes.
So this is on testnet. We're just playing around with it, and I'm gonna walk you through like how things are gonna happen. We have 3 wallets. You can see my screen, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Mismatched network. Something is. Let's see what. Let's do it like this.
Yeah, it seems to be like a wallet problem. We discovered this on a lot of different websites and things like that. That some wallets just don't want to connect when it's time to connect. So
no, it's. I've been working with the dev side for testing purposes, and
gotcha.
Okay, so now I'm connected.
There it
right?
is.
Cool.
Okay, so you see the cool loading bar. When you open up, it will show you the current block, the rarity of the chance of rarity. So this is in the formula that we have. It is based on the block that you're in. It will decrease a bit. The chances of you getting a rare suck power and a rare visual combination. So these two are different, right? So one is for collectors and the other one is for the ones interested in the suck power. And the last block, it basically signals the end of the mint. Each block that passes will constitute in a rarity chance drop. And this is the countdown. So you know it will go down in 6 minutes, right? This is a demo fee, right? And you can add more if I would have in this wallet some Satoshis. You can select the fee, And here you will have the steps to actually inscribe it yourself. It's a self-custodial mint. And this is pretty much it. You're using your wallet and you get what you pay for, and that's it.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So this is, I'm going to, yeah.
Do you guys have a set price for this, or is this something still talking about?
It will drop, like using the same formula based on the blocks that you are. The price will go down. So the better rarity chances at the beginning of the mint, but the price will be higher. And as time passes, the price goes down, but the rarity chance also goes down as well.
Gotcha.
And we wanted to balance it. Everybody has their own chance. This is why it's a fair mint. And one of the things that we were working with was like to solve was how to make it as random as possible with a live mint while people click on it, and it needs to have a certain backend. So this is another reason why we couldn't go towards launch pads, although a lot of people are doing a lot of cool stuff and I would love to meet them as well. But we needed this specific way of doing things.
Yeah, it's very customized, but I think that's also why it's interesting, a little bit more interesting. Do you guys plan on launching any type of token associated with this for like a BRC20 perspective or tap token?
I would lie if I would say it didn't cross our minds, but we said, okay, one thing at a time. Like
I got you.
My wife can do a lot of things at a time. I'm a guy, so I have to focus on one thing at a time.
Gotcha.
Do you guys do any type of white list or any type of like giveaway, anything like that? Nothing like that? Awesome.
So when we started the journey, when we started building on Polygon, we were thinking about whitelisting and whatnot. And then Raz said, okay, man, look, let's just do a fair mint. Everybody can jump in, connect their wallets. It's transparent. They see what they get. Okay, I'm sold. Let's do it like this. It's easier for us as well. I mean, pretty simple. And it's a different community from as I mentioned, the NFT, let's say enthusiasts. I'm going to use enthusiasts.
I mean, we're definitely enthusiasts. We love the space and stuff. I really like this project, man. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they're not going with the whitelist. I think whitelists are okay, but whenever you do use them, then it almost seems like that whitelist is an exclusive. Like they have an edge, right? And so going this route, it is a fair mint. So
we as I mentioned, we were thinking about whitelisting, but for marketing purposes, we saw other people doing whitelists. I just want to remind you, we're building game tech, so we're in the game space.
Yeah.
The entire psychology of what this works and how it works, it's not necessarily the first thing on our mind. Yeah. It's more of like, how can we technically innovate and give a better product than what currently exists on the market, and that people will be using in 1 to 5 years from now. Sure. So it's a different way of looking at how things work.
I see a cool little word on your website. The word is staking. Is that something you guys are talking about? Maybe something with Raz, with DBxen. Maybe you can't talk about it because Raz has a really cool staking thing over there on the EVM side. So I was just curious if you guys have maybe anything you could say about the staking aspect.
I have stuff to say. I cannot say it right now.
Okay, guys. Yeah, get in there. I can't wait for that. All right, cool. So this is a part of the show where we got to give you the stage, talk to your community, potential new community members. Our show is a lot of ordinal people who are probably going to see you for the first time. So the stage is yours. You can say whatever you want to them.
Oh man, this is exciting. First of all, Shizzy, Yagobi, thank you for having me here. I know it's a great opportunity to speak with the Ordinals community. So hey guys, I'm Danny. I'm part of the WAM team and the Vampires Club. We're gonna mint in like 2 weeks, and we want to give one of the best minting experiences in the market to buy things that suck, which are vampires. It's an entire collection that sucks. I'm gonna use a lot of sucking, and I love the word it just represents the entire vibe the market has had in the past year and a half. So instead of being bummed about it, just laugh at the pain, and this is what we're doing. So we're excited to be part of the community, to be to be building on Ordinals, and to see what other people are doing as well, and just to contribute, do our part, create stuff. And who knows, maybe some people will like it, maybe some people will not like it, but we will definitely not stop here. We have big plans with Bitcoin for WAM as well, wink wink, and they're related to vampires, and it's amazing to be part now in of the Zen and DBxen communities as well. So a lot of fun stuff. Don't look at the charts. I mean, if you can, not look at the charts. But the fun stuff is elsewhere. It's the charts are the reward of a work well done, and just delivering of about what we promised to do and what we want to do. This is the thing. So thank you guys.
Yep.
This is it. This is the entire message, and yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good, man. If you guys ever want to do like a spaces and stuff, we would definitely here at Ordinal Revolution help you guys out with that stuff. We're doing more. We'll start doing more of those. So we'd love to have you in our space. Maybe this upcoming Saturday morning. Maybe come in for, I guess, 7 days from today. Come in there, and we have builders in there. I think you guys can probably make some potential relationships with that. That's every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock Eastern time, which is probably like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock for you. So yeah,
awesome.
And we appreciate you coming on, Yagobi.
Yeah. And everybody make sure you follow Wampires. We're going to put all of their links in the description. Really bullish on the space and what they got going on to bring what they can to the space as well. I'm excited, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And, excited for new projects like this.
Yep. Daniel, we'd love to have you on again. Maybe before Mint, we can come in and we can help you guys get everyone caught up to what you have, because 2 weeks feels like 3 or 4 years in crypto. So who knows what it's going to feel like then. So
awesome. Definitely. I'm on.
All right.
Please, guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the little bell icon. We put out these videos daily. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Yagobi. See you guys.
Thank you guys.
Peace.